if a song could be pretty.
This is 90.3 The Rock. My name is Benny Smith, and thank you for tuning in. It is also UTTV The Rock Unplugged, and thanks so much for checking us out every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 9 o'clock on UTTV, Channel 194 on the Comcast digital package in Knoxville, Channel 65 on the UT campus here on the Hill, and we love bringing you live performances that originate right here in the studios at 90.3 The Rock and P103 Andy Holt Tower on the campus of UT, and we love to tape those via video. We're kind of multimedia, I guess. Put them on UTTV The Rock Unplugged and let you see what it looks like down here. And of course, you're hearing it live, and you're checking it out on UTTV The Rock Unplugged. And today we have got from Cincinnati, Ohio, the band Over the Rhine. Karen Berquist and Linford Detweiler, the husband and wife duo, are here back in Knoxville, and it's great to see you all. Great to meet you, and thanks so much for taking time to come by.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. Now you are back in town. You opened up for Ani DeFranco not too long ago, and so you got a little taste of a venue where the Marx Brothers played, and John Philip Sousa, and like I told you, everybody from Alison Krauss to the Ramones I've seen there. It's a wonderful venue. I'm sure you're looking forward to the show tonight as well.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's one of those venues that just kind of wraps its arms around you. It feels really good.
Yeah, well, we'll talk a little bit more about it. I think you all have a style, or a lot of styles, actually, I think, that mesh into the sound and the feel that is Over the Rhine. It's almost kind of like an oversized living room, which is, I think, a great backdrop, if you will, or makes for a great atmosphere for what will be a really fine show this evening. We're going to talk a little bit about the opening act, if you will, too. I guess, is this the first show you've done with Mary, or how many have you done so far with her?
We actually did our famous Christmas show at the Taft Theater with her a couple years ago. She was our special guest. So
All right.
That was our excuse to get to work with her the first time. And it was so wonderful that we've been kind of keeping in touch and scheming about how to do it again. And so we've been looking forward to this little string of dates, and just big fans of Mary's, you know. So
great songwriter. What a great pairing.
Man.
You know, it's going to be a really fun show. You guys have been together now since about, 1989 or so, and been making great music, and hadn't been married quite that long, I guess, but
Right.
Have been making music since I was on college radio a few years back, and started up during a time that really, we'll touch on this right now, though, that kind of grunge and a little bit harder stuff was really blowing up, as I say, the Seattle sound and all. But and you all were probably a little bit more of a rock band back then, maybe than what you've, I don't know, moved to now, would you say? More of a four-piece type thing, or what?
Yeah, well, then I wore a flannel shirt for that reason, and now I wear it because we have a farm. So I don't know.
Yeah, we started out as more of a conventional alternative rock band, I guess, but we always had folk kind of acoustic influences in the music. And
Right.
I don't know, being from the Midwest, we always saw ourselves as sort of a musical melting pot.
Sure.
Where we were trying to get different styles kind of in the same room together and just sort of blend them together and kind of see what came out.
Very cool. And I'll touch on that a little later, because that's a great description of what your sound is all about, and especially the new record, The Trumpet Child, as well. Tell us, before we go any further, we're going to get a song out of you. Again, we have got Karen Berquist and Linford Detweiler of Over the Rhine live in studio. Before we go any further and you get back to the venue and there's no bandmates awaiting for you, you need to let us know who else is going to be accompanying you all tonight on stage. Who else is in the band? Step up just a little bit closer to the mic there, if you will, when you talk.
Okay. We're a quartet tonight, traveling with. We got a crew as well, but we got Jake Bradley playing electric, upright bass, and electric guitar, and Mickey Grimm is playing drums and percussion.
Cool.
So we're
great players.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We make a holy ruckus.
Oh,
for us, as far as we go.
No flannel though, but
no flannel. Well, not really.
But it's allowed, I'm sure. So, well, I tell you what, if you open up for Ani DeFranco, you've got to make some sort of holy ruckus at least at some point, maybe.
That's right.
Boy, she can definitely. She's intense.
She can. Yeah.
Well, how about making a holy ruckus in our studio right now for us?
Okay.
We got Over the Rhine live on 90.3 The Rock and UTTV The Rock Unplugged. What you gonna do for us?
It's a song. It's a trashy song. It's called "Who Am I Kidding But Me."
You're just right at home for that.
Walking in a room with that curious grin.
lives a little closer, stand there anyway. Oh, my kid on me. Smell like sweet magnolias and Pentecostal residue. I'd like to get to know ya, shake the holy fire right out of you. Oh, my kid on me. Said, oh, boy, my kid on me. The devil's in the details. The devil's in the details. Hey, the devil's in the detail. Ha!
Great stuff. Getting a little trashy on a Wednesday afternoon.
Little trashy.
Yeah, in the studios of 90.3 The Rock with Over the Rhine. Karen Berquist, Linford Detweiler in studio live on 90.3 The Rock. And on UTTV, The Rock Unplugged, my name is Benny Smith, and we're glad to have you tuned in and glad to have you watching as well again on The Rock Unplugged, which can be seen Thursday nights, Saturday nights, and Sunday nights at 9 on Channel 194, locally on the Comcast Digital Package, Channel 65 on the UT campus. A band that also is considered honorary members of the Cowboy Junkies. That's kind of got to be a little bit fun, isn't it?
Yeah, we spent about 3 years with Cowboy Junkies on the road all over the U.S. and Canada and Europe, and got to record a couple of records with them.
Yeah,
and we learned a lot. It was a really great experience.
I mean, they in a way they've maybe achieved a little more commercial success, but have a very fanatical following like you all do. But I'm sure in Canada, is it even bigger? For I mean, that's that basically is kind of on home soil there.
Believe it or not, they are very much an American sort of phenomenon.
Yeah.
A little bit less so in their home country.
Interesting.
But,
yeah. What a
I just
great
think
band.
Americans just love music in a way that makes people want to come here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really is special, and I think, America really gets them. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's really cool.
Yeah, and they pick out some really cool. I mean, they're great. Their originals are great too, but then they do some great Cowboy Junkie versions, if you will, of some great American standards and
Yes.
originals as well. And
Yeah.
but that has to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm sure some great experiences on the road with that band. You all have been on the road and at it for quite some time, and
It's hard to believe it's coming up on 20 years.
That is amazing. That's
Well, for him.
but that says a lot about your passion, your devotion to what you do, how much you love it. But it also says a lot about, I think, your songwriting, because I think that's where it's all based. That's the staying power part, if you will, is in the songwriting. Who are some of the songwriters you all grew up and admired and were just like,
Yeah.
that's they nailed it.
When I was a little girl, it started with my grandfather, who sat me down in front of Hee Haw
Oh yeah,
every week.
salute.
And I would listen to Roy Clark and Buck Owens. So that's where it started for me.
Mhm.
And then they, of course, there was Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton. They brought in all those writers. And I didn't really, understand country music as a child, but that's something you grow into, right?
Sure.
And as I grew up, and we moved across the country, I was exposed to more gospel, and then
Yeah.
of course pop radio and bands like the Pretenders, and then and then some of the greats that would play at Jamboree in Wheeling, West Virginia, which was just down the road from where I grew up.
Uh-huh.
So we would hear, just some amazing performers and songwriters, and then my mother would have the turntable going with Frank Sinatra and Judy Garland, and so I'd hear some of those writers, Cole Porter and all that stuff from pre-rock and roll. So
Right.
I've had like a lot of music just seep through my skin through
Yeah.
my life, and I've loved it all. I just like to take it all in. So I think that's been a blessing and a curse for me as a songwriter.
Yeah.
Because I love just how eclectic music can be, and I don't like to limit myself when I'm writing songs. I go through phases, you know.
Yeah, I think it's been more of a blessing than a curse from you all.
Yeah, I mean,
And like you were saying, you know, starting out as more of a conventional band, guitar, bass, drums, and then Nirvana sort of blowing things up, you know,
Sorta.
with the whole, you know, cranking the guitars up to 10 and all that.
Or 11.
We just had a little bit of a, or 11. We had a little bit of a, you know, an identity crisis, but we just sort of decided to kind of hang with what was close to home and what moved us. But ultimately it did come back to the song, you know,
Yeah.
sort of the songwriting and the mystery there. And that's something that you're going to spend your whole life kind of studying and absorbing, and you never quite understand what makes a good song work. You know?
Well, I think you understand what makes a band or musicians work, and that is, like I said, writing good songs and having good material. You see so many bands, especially nowadays, with the software you have, and it's so easy to sound good, but it all really goes back to the song, and that's where your staying power comes from. And I think 20 years here soon says a lot about you all and your songwriting. And you can check it out tonight. It's over the Rhine. We've got Lynn Detweiler and Karen Berquist, husband-wife duo here tonight. Going to be a four-piece tonight down at the Bijou, live in downtown Knoxville. Mary Gaucher opening up 8 o'clock showtime, 7 o'clock doors open. They've got tickets available at the door. An amazing record. I'm reading nothing but great things about it. You released last year The Trumpet Child. We're going to come back and talk a little bit about that because it kind of morphs, I think, into bringing a lot of different influences and things together. But how about another song from you all while we've got you here on The Rock and on UTTV, The Rock Unplugged?
Yeah, this is a song inspired by a trip we took down to New Zealand. It's called I'm on a Roll.
Cool. Over the Rhine.
Like flamenco shoes, dahlias in my hair, garters on my stockings, the sidewalk bench to stare. I'm on a roll. Oh, I'm on a roll. Oh, oh, oh. Ambition may be blind, but diamonds come from coal. You provide